That's fascinating.
Yeah.
I was not expecting that.
Yay.
We're going to move this out of the way.
Yep. Oops.
You just smudged your name!
I did! It's because I was trying to make sure that there wasn't any stuff on the outside of the glass, and
You smudged him.
Yeah.
You smudged it.
Now it's...
You were a smudge wall. Hey guys, welcome to a very special mini episode of Era 379. Seven could not join us, as you can see, for she is on a super top secret mission, and if we told you, we'd have to kill you.
So, for today's special mini episode, we're going to be talking about some character hate. Three and I have recently been semi-involved in some rather unnecessary character hate, at least what we think is unnecessary, but we'll get into that. First, though, we're gonna do a little drink introduction.
Yeah, because for our drink today, we are going to be doing a bit of a blind taste test. Now, this taste test is actually of cinnamon whiskeys, specifically two varieties. There's the ever-popular Fireball, which is actually one of the highest-selling cinnamon whiskeys on the market.
Wow.
At least in Washington. Fireball is very popular. It is a very smooth, easy-to-sip drink, which is probably plays into its popularity. Mm-hmm. But today, we are going to be pitting Fireball up against what I believe is actually a superior whiskey. Not to say that Fireball is bad. I still love Fireball. But we will be trying this new one, Jack Daniel's Tennessee Fire.
Awesome.
Which, yeah, you have not had this yet.
Nope, but I know your preference for that one. So I am eager to do this blind taste test, see which one I prefer, and if I can even tell the difference.
Yeah, so this ought to be interesting.
I know there's a scent difference, so I'm going to have to try and turn off my super smeller.
There is a bit of a scent difference. The Fireball is kind of a sweeter smelling cinnamon. The Tennessee Fire is a bit more of a spicy cinnamon scent. So, I mean, I don't know if you can really understand the differences between that, but, you know, I guess it depends on... Depends on nothing.
Yeah.
Are you ready?
Yeah.
Are you sure?
Yes.
All right. So, our blind taste test. What shall we do first?
I actually don't know
why you're closing your eyes.
I don't either. I mean, I don't actually know because I wasn't looking when she put them in the little test tubes, but I don't know. I just...
So, here's your shot. Well, it's more, oh, geez.
Yeah.
That is more of a shot than I expected.
It's like a double shot. That's why when I saw it in the test tube, I was questioning, that's a shot.
Yeah, there we go. That's a little better.
All right.
We will be doing...
I can't lick the outside.
Don't lick the outside. Okay, you ready? So what do you think of that one? Like, what do you get from it?
It's a very nice... It's super smooth.
Mm-hmm.
I like the cinnamon to it. It's very potent.
But it's not overpowering.
No. That's why it's smooth. Like, holy cow.
Whew. That really clears up the sinuses.
Oh, yeah. Yeah, that was great.
Don't drink that. I'm using it to clean the glasses.
That was a fun sound.
That was a bit of a fun sound. Okay. This is nothing. This is water. This is a palate cleanser. So we can get the previous one. You always want to do, if you're doing blind taste tests or if you're doing any sort of taste test, you always want a palate cleanser. You want something to refresh your mouth so that you don't get mingling flavors.
So is water the best palate cleanser, or is there a better suggestion?
There are a lot of palate cleansers. Some people use lemon sorbet as a palate cleanser. Usually they'll use lemon sorbet for food testing, though, between, like, different hors d'oeuvres or something. But you can use it with alcohol if you want. Milk is not a bad palate cleanser, simply because, especially for, like, alcohol. Water's fine. I mean, it's just supposed to wash your mouth and kind of cleanse it. Yeah. So,
because I know when you're doing like a smelling test with candles and stuff, coffee is usually what they use. You
want something clean and fresh, typically, for a palate cleanser, which is why they will typically use lemon, or they will use milk, or they will use water. Milk would probably be a good one for cinnamon, simply because it will help clear out that cinnamon taste. But
I can't swallow it.
So, our next one. You ready?
Yep. I like the sound these make.
So what do you get from that?
That was very dull. Like, the spice seems to come after.
Yes, it does. That's one of those, because you'll get certain drinks or alcohols that will hit you with the flavor right on the tip of the tongue. There's some alcohols that you're going to get the lingering flavors on the back of your throat. It just depends on, the flavorings they use and stuff. This one is more of the back of the throat kind of aftertaste.
Yeah, it seemed kind of syrupy when I first put it in my mouth, and then I let it linger a little bit and then swallowed, and then a fireball kind of came up and in my throat. This is Fireball, isn't it?
What's your preference between the two?
I like the first one.
You like the first one more?
Yes.
Than the second one?
Yes.
That's because the first one was Tennessee Fire and the second one was Fireball.
Alright, see, that's what I figured.
I probably should have done it the other way.
Why?
I don't know. For some reason, I think I gave it away when I did the Tennessee Fire to begin with. Well, again, I might have given it away if no.
I mean, I kind of had an idea when I had the first one. It just seemed more cinnamony, like right away. Like as soon as it touched my tongue, it
take
was
another
cinnamon.
sip. Do you get the cinnamon more on the front of your tongue this time?
Not really.
Okay.
It's more mid-tongue.
Mid-tongue.
And then back to the throat. Man, now I'm disappointed.
Why?
Because I've never had Tennessee Fire before, and so I liked Fireball. Because,
you can still appreciate Fireball.
Yes,
Fireball is still a good cinnamon whiskey.
It is, but
it is also the cheaper alternative.
It's now not my favorite in terms of cinnamon whiskey.
Well, I probably shouldn't get you started on Sin Fire then, or there was another cinnamon whiskey I tried. So many cinnamon whiskeys on the market. I think out of all the cinnamon whiskeys on the market, though, Tennessee Fire and Fireball are probably the two best. Fireball is going to be your cheaper option. It runs, at least in Washington, it runs about $19 a bottle. Tennessee Fire, I think, runs about $26 a bottle. I'm not necessarily counting liquor tax.
Yeah.
So, Tennessee Fire is going to be a little more on the pricier side. So, Fireball is a good, cheaper alternative for a cinnamon whiskey, but I think Tennessee Fire has a better flavor.
Yeah. Because you get that cinnamon right away, and that one just seemed kind of syrupy.
That is a downside to the Fireball. Is the Fireball is sweeter, so it's going to be more of a syrupy flavor.
Yeah.
So I guess if you have a sweet tooth, Fireball might be your better option.
Yeah. What's funny is I used to have a sweet tooth.
You don't have a sweet tooth anymore?
Not totally. Like, the idea of eating cake kind of makes me nauseous. And, like,
Why?
I don't know.
Cake is delicious!
I know that.
Whatever.
I don't know. I just can't do too many sweets. Like, I still like
Hey, you know what's
candy
funny?
bars. What?
We're drinking cinnamon whiskey
Yeah.
on an episode about character hate. Burn. I'm sorry.
Oh, that was funny.
Alright, so now we're on to our main topic, which, as we said previously, is going to be about character hate. Because recently, Nine and I got into a bit of some internet drama involving a character from Dragon Age. There was an individual who didn't like Cullen. They ended up becoming very hostile about it and essentially refused to explain herself. And really, it made a lot of people involved in the drama very frustrated because some of them just wanted to know why, and she wouldn't even answer that question. So, character hate is very rampant on the internet. Mostly on Tumblr, I've noticed, although you can find it on Facebook. You might be able to find it on Twitter. I don't know. Reddit. There are a lot of places that you can find it. And it's just, it seems very unnecessary and disrespectful the way people approach it sometimes. Cullen's not even the only one that has gotten character hate. In Dragon Age alone, there has been hate for Sarah, hate for Vivienne, hate for Aveline, actually, from Dragon Age 2. So, but BioWare is actually known for a lot of characters that are hated for some reason on the internet, including Miranda and Ashley and Caden in Mass Effect. And a lot of it is just essentially a person's dislike that seems to have gotten out of control.
Yeah.
But I look at it as wasted energy, really. I feel like there's no need for character hate. If you dislike something, that's your opinion. But to actually drag it out and to be hostile and to be mean and to be disrespectful to the other fans in your fandom just is really unnecessary.
Immature.
It can be immature. And it's not even in video games. You see it in shows. There's been Lori and Andrea from Walking Dead that have gotten hate. There has actually been Joe and Ellen from Supernatural that have gotten hate, to the point where, now I'm going to preface this by saying I read it online. I haven't actually any proof at the moment, so, you know, it could have been made up, but at the same time, it's almost believable considering the kind of hate that some of these characters go through. But I've read that Joe and Ellen were possibly even killed off in the show because a lot of fangirls just got pissed that they were getting in the way of their ships. Speaking of which, Destiel was recently under fire from one of my Tumblr followers, who's a big fan of Destiel, got an anonymous hate yelling at her, saying that this is gross, this is disgusting, why? Dean is not bi, he's not gay. Essentially slamming the pairing.
The thing that makes her really happy.
The thing that does make her really happy. And personally, I'm not a big fan of Destiel. In fact, when I first met this friend, we started talking about it. We were both into Supernatural. I have since quit Supernatural. I feel it has gotten a bit iffy, but I'm not going to put it down because I did enjoy it at one point, and there's still a lot of big fans. But there was a lot of mutual respect in a conversation we had shortly after our discussion. She asked me if I liked Destiel. I said I didn't. When I started following her on Tumblr, she suggested the tags she used for Destiel so that I might blacklist them if I didn't want to see them. And really, overall, it was a very mature conversation between two people that didn't like the same things. So I feel like a lot of character hate is unnecessary and really should be approached with maturity if you really do not like the character.
Absolutely. Because we should all be adults here.
It's it's something that makes someone happy. It's very mean-spirited to get into people's faces about them. And, I mean, just be respectful. And I mean, not to overuse an old adage, but if you don't have anything nice to say, don't say it. And
remember, these are not real people. They are fictional.
That's one of my biggest concerns with character hate is these characters are fictional.
Yeah. If you get your panties in a bunch over a fake person, like, how angry are you going to be over a real person? Like, is that concerning? Are you just going to be, like, a really hateful person for your entire life? Or what?
I mean, hateful over something that isn't even real, that hasn't even personally done anything to you.
Yeah.
I'm definitely not saying you can't dislike a character. Mm-hmm. I'm just saying be, I don't know, subtle about it, be respectful about it. Don't get into people's business if they like that character. Mm-hmm. If you must, have a polite conversation to see why they like it versus why you dislike it. I mean, that's my biggest advice.
Yeah. Because just being rude and trollish about things makes you look like an immature child. Or if someone asks you something why you hate something or why you like something, you can... I understand that maybe you get offended depending on how the other person words it, but try and take the high road. Be the better person in the discussion and be a little more professional and mature and just really intelligent when you go about replying. Because then maybe they just want to get a reaction out of you and want to make you look like an asshole if on Tumblr, to all your followers. So if you don't want to look that way, then just kind of make yourself look better by giving legit reasons, having it be a well thought out thing. Maybe
turn it into a debate if you have to.
Yeah, turn it back on them, but not in a hostile way. Be chill, because then that will probably have the person who is either giving you the hate or asking questions that could have them take a step back and be like, okay, this person is gonna want to have a nice discussion, or just instead of getting the reaction that maybe they were hoping for an angry response, so they could just create drama because trolls.
And if someone happens to be relentless and give you hate for liking something or disliking something to the point where you can't even have a discussion with them, then just feel free to ignore them. Just do not get into the drama. It's not worth it.
Yeah.
These are fictional people. They are fictional. I mean, I cannot stress that enough. It is entirely fictional. There is literally, I suppose that you can be offended by a character's personality, but at the same time, they literally do not exist.
Yeah.
They're fictional. They are figments of someone's imagination, and it's just not worth the energy to get into it.
Exactly.
This has been a public service announcement from Era 379 on character hate.
If you or anyone you know has personally experienced character hate and would like to share your story, feel free to leave a comment below or hit us up on our Facebook page or Tumblr.
So the moral of the story is be polite, be respectful, and don't waste energy on character hate. It's not worth it, especially when you could be using it on something more constructive. So what do you want to do now?
Want to go play Dragon Age?
Yeah, okay.